A full moon gleamed brightly overhead, casting the stars into shadow. Kerem shivered, his fingers stiff with cold. He raised his hand to his chest and touched dried blood. The horror returned in a rush. The soldier, Mama, Eleanor! He pressed his hands into the dirt and sat up. There you are. A shadowed figure lingered nearby. Perched on a high stool, she had her back to him, her blue gown sparkling as if it had captured the stars themselves within its seams. I wondered if you had the strength. She peered over her shoulder at him. Never had he seen such a woman. Her fair skin was flawless. Dark eyes framed by lovely, arched brows lingered on him, her silky black hair cascading in waves past her bare shoulders. Even more of a marvel was the white light emanating from her body, as if she were made of the moon itself. The soldiers are long gone. She rotated toward him, her dress clinging to her breasts as if it were part of them. The last one took the little girl, too. You saw her? The woman stroked an animal he hadn't noticed before. It stood at her side, tall enough that its head rose above the seat of her stool, its haunting blue eyes focused on him. A wolf, it looks like, though it was taller, its coat as black as the night. Its ears were longer too, like a horse's ears, pointed and thin. I thought you might want this. The woman held up Eleanor's doll. Kerem's chest tightened. Sunshine! The woman slid off the stool and approached, her body rolling like waves in a river. She came until she was so close that her light was almost blinding. Her scent wafted toward him, like sweet evergreen leaves in the rain. What is your name? She asked. Kerem. I am Katia. She straightened a clump of hair that remained on the doll's head. Some call me by different names, but your people prefer Katia. Truthfully, it's my favourite. She smiled at him, then pointed. I found you over there. Kerem looked behind him. A figure his size lay on the cold ground. Tell me, Kerem, have you been told of the underworld? He nodded. So, you know. That's where some people go when they die. A thought occurred to him. Mama? She is on her journey. It's possible you could join her. Kerem's heart leapt in his chest. See Mama again! But then his gaze fell on the doll. Eleanor? She lives in the possession of the young soldier. Kerem grimaced, closing his eyes. Sargon. Tell me something, Kerem. Do you want to rescue her? He didn't have to think about it. He nodded. And does your heart long for revenge against this soldier who killed your mother and stole your sister? He nodded again, clenching his fist. She cocked her head, studying him. If you really want it, you must be willing to sacrifice for it. He killed Mother, for no reason. Kerem blinked, his eyes stinging. He took Eleanor. That was my responsibility. Katia extended her hand to him, the strange wolf-like creature observing from a few steps back. Beg me for your life, Kerem, that you may have your revenge. Promise to worship your goddess Katia for all your life, to honour her in every way, to share her name with all you meet. She raised her other hand toward the sky. Beg the goddess Katia for a chance to save your sister, and I will grant it. She gestured once more to the figure on the ground. Kerem walked toward it, sweat breaking out over the back of his neck. He peered down at the boy. A long wound stretched from the neck to the chest, where blood stained the shirt and pooled underneath. When he glanced back, the goddess was there, waiting. Kerem rushed toward her and dropped to his knees. Please, beautiful goddess, I must save Eleanor.